Speaking of blockbusters and cosplay and all that good stuff, right? I don't want to stay too long on this, boy, because yeah, boy, just right after hearing the death of John Singleton, yes, had to drop this. Not saying it's on Paramount's fault, but God, boy, that Sonic the Hedgehog trailer that dropped by
Right. Yeah.
Tuesday. Well, last Tuesday, time is recording here.
Right.
Let me just share my thoughts on it quickly. That was a piece of shit. Didn't care for
Yeah.
it at all. Like I was hearing through the grapevine, the digital grapevine, that we were getting a Sonic movie. I saw a couple of posters, which actually was real thing. I thought it was just some mock-up posters that they create, but I didn't really care for it that much. But seeing it for
Right.
myself, I was like, why? What is this? Why does this exist? I don't understand this. What is this
All right.
shit
So
about Sonic coming to our world? Although you
yeah.
could kind of tell they were going to go that route anyway, because it's modern Hollywood. That's how it is.
Yeah. It's
They, they,
most
they had James Marsden, which is funny
right.
because he was in a show a few years ago called Hop. They actually have this shot where it's like
Right.
him in a car with Sonic,
Right.
is similar to
Yeah.
that one with the Easter Bunny. Um,
Yeah.
but when I saw Jim Carrey dread, I was like, all right, you're really going 90s or going back with this? Cause he is
Yeah.
playing literally friggin' Ace Ventura. Not the mask,
Right.
mind you, Ace Ventura. That whole something like this. Well, look at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of crazy wordplay that he
Which
was doing.
which is the only party trailer I enjoy. Yeah, to be fair.
I was annoyed by that. The whole
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, no, Jim,
Yeah.
we gone past this, Jim. Gone past this. I know your past few films was kind of shit, but we know that you're not going back to that whole 90s era anymore. That we grow past that. I know you did too. I know you kind of regret
Yeah.
doing it, but hey, man, I had to make some money, right? Whatever. But I feel real sorry, boy, as a Legends of Tomorrow fan, boy, to see Neil McDonough in this. McDonough in this. I was like, oh my god,
Right.
they get he in this, boy. Oh Lord, no. But we had to talk about this moment quick, Jed. Coolio Gangsters Paradise.
Yeah. What the hell are
Of
they do
all
then?
these songs, all you could pick, like all you could pick, Weird Al Yankovic's Amish Paradise, but you all had to
The
pick
song they should have picked
Gangsters
because the
Paradise.
song to me they could have gone. They could have the song they could have picked was remember Michael Jackson and Speed Demon.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. Don't mind
Michael
it's a
Jackson.
late 80s song, and I know they. All
But
right,
Michael
so I
Jackson.
get with Sonic, I get with this movie. They're trying to go 90s with it, kinda, but I don't mind. Like Speed Demon is still a great song from the bad album. It will
Right.
work, right? And
No, but the thing is, Michael Jackson did music for Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic 3. You could die like he has a
oh, yes,
history.
he
Like
did. He did, right?
yes, he actually did music for Sonic 3. So I don't understand, where they was doing or why they at least they could have picked. They had, I mean, that's so many other songs they could have picked from. But whatever. My
Yeah,
thing here's my thing
but why?
is
Why? But well, sorry to cut you there, but why a song, right? That was used in a movie back in 1995 called Dangerous Minds, Kids Ask Your Parents, right? I think
yeah,
that was like the one reason why I watched that movie. The only thing I remember from the movie, because yeah, the movie is forgettable. Sorry, it is. No offense to Michelle Pfeiffer, but the movie is kind of forgettable. But yeah, that song was it's not the grimiest song that Coolio ever made, believe it or not. But it was grimy enough for that movie. It was grimy enough for 95. Like, we were bumping we heads to that shit, Jed. Like, when that Stevie Wonder sample coming in the chorus, it was hard, Jed. Like, who do
yeah.
you think, like, years later, we seen this for a movie about a friggin' high-speed running hedgehog?
Right.
Come on.
No, it's literally like if a AI that never lived or somebody who just didn't understand the 90s at all decided to like do that. Like that's what it is. Oh well, this is a song in the 90s, so we'll take that song. It's like yeah, but the song had nothing to do with with Sonic though. Like we,
Exactly.
you know,
And just to talk about us, just one last thing about this song, right? The moment that slapped me to my face, right? Now you know we how trailers are right now. We don't do the voiceover stuff anymore, except for like honest trailers, right? Props to honest trailers for keeping that legacy strong, right? But you know, there's moments in a song where they'll pause it and then they will do the kind of Shepherd Stone, that kind of thing. So the moment where Sonic stopped and started grab missiles and started blow them up, like drumming them
yeah,
and stuff. So the beat kind of stops for him to do that. I
yeah,
was like, God damn it, shit.
yeah.
You'll just destroy that song in that one moment. That one moment. like hearing the beat was one thing, but when they had to pause it to do that moment, I was like, God, bro. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let me talk about Jim Carrey quickly, right? So he's playing Dr. Ivo Robotnik. So I'm sorry,
Yeah. Eggman, yeah.
I'm not the biggest Sonic fan. I remember the cartoon being a thing back in the days. But okay, casting wise, I get, he's a crazy comedic guy. He did play Riddler back in '95. God, '95
Right.
was just such a great year. But it really does feel like Jim Carrey just either they just needed some name to get people to come to the audience, or he was just like, well, you know what? Try the dramatic stuff for a few years. People not fucking with it,
Well,
so
I mean,
people go back to crazy kooky characters. Ooh,
I thought they were put him in a fat suit or something, involved with that. But because the final shot has him looking more accurate
Yes,
to the
yes.
character with the goggles and the huge mustache. Like, I don't know why he's looking like that.
Yeah, and I don't know why they make that out to be a big thing. Like, why not have it in the middle of the trailer and not at the very
Right.
end? I don't know.
So I don't get it. Because to me, he did not have it at all in the trailer and then show it in the movie. So it's like, oh, okay, he's looking like the character finally, or something like that. Okay, here's what I think happening with this. It's basically the Smurfs thing all over again. Same bullshit. Where
Yeah.
Sonic he from a different world, and then he for whatever reason gets sent to Earth, and he had to get back, right? And they had to do all the fish out of water bullshit. But then, Dr. Robotnik from Earth, and then for whatever reason, at the end of the movie, he's gonna be roped, he's gonna be sucked in and get sent to wherever Sonic World is, and that'll be the template for the sequel. So the sequel is gonna be more like what the story should be. So anybody ever watch a show called Sonic Saturn or Sonic Sat AM, that show was pretty, in my opinion, pretty good, like in terms of world building and structure. And it was always kind of weird that Robotnik was the only human in this world. Like, well,
Right.
there have a bunch of other games that have other humans. Like that one where he was in love with a princess. It was weird, whatever. But the thing is, to me, that's what I think they're gonna do with it. So this first thing, is that's what they're gonna do with it. Like, it's gonna be that story. So that's why you'll justify why you're gonna look like that and whatnot. Now here's where the real teachable moment is. Apparently, the people complain about the look, and then either the director or somebody along the line say, well, we're gonna change
it's
the look.
It's the director, Jeff Fowler.
Right. Now that sounds like complete bullshit because
You find so? I was shocked at you. Like, wait, no, in 2019, that possible? Like, a man could actually look at the negative response to a trailer and be like, all right, cool, they don't like the design, all right, I could change it. Okay, sorry.
Right. Now, here's why it sounds like bullshit. Two reasons. One, we already knew or had a workable sense of what Sonic looked like long before that. And, I feel he do the internet bullshit thing by saying, all right, well, we could put this out, and then the internet go make a more cartoon accurate version or something like that. Everybody go praise that, and then he go change it to that. And then he still put the trailer to piss people off. And then still say, oh, he go change it after the fact. I get the feeling that what it might do is, in the alternate world, if there's any small change you're going to make in the alternate world of where Sonic come from, it'll look more cartoon accurate.
Right.
Then when he come here, it gonna look weird because, like, for whatever reason he come here, he's look like that here. And
so
then when he go
it's
back,
kind of like the Aladdin thing in a sense, kind of, with the design. Right.
But the change it, they just change it. They might change a tiny part of the work. You're not doing no such a different work. Like the story done. Like at most, I think they have to render, and the mere fact we get trailer, that means that they ain't gonna change that much from the trailer, other than scenes. Like, but the whole look itself, guys, I feel they're trying to do a bait and switch with it now. I feel they're trying to do it. And in the alternate world, so the mere fact Dr. Robotnik looks so different in the end because he's in the other world, and Sonic looks more cartoon accurate. That's why Dr. Robotnik looks more accurate as well.
Right. Right. Okay. That actually makes sense, you know what I mean? Because I don't expect them to have to go back and have to redo and then go shot for shot and change everything up. No, man.
Right. Exactly. They won't. I highly doubt. I mean, they still could do that, and if they do that, that is a whole drama by itself, and it's a deeper drama we could talk about. But no, what I feel they're doing is, we say we starting to enter the Travis Knight age of geekdom, where you have a bunch of guys saying, all right, like do this quote unquote geek shit properly. So what Travis Knight did for Transformers, and Bumblebee.
With Bumblebee, right.
Right. We go get for, the Sonic franchise in a sense. Like, we're not gonna have this messed up version like how they fuck up Garfield or how they fuck up the Smurfs, right? Right. Remember, they also did the Smurfs more accurately to what they should have done with the third Smurfs movie, but by then no one cared.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the third Smurfs movie is what it should, what the first movie, Smurfs movie should have been. Same thing. That's what I feel going on with this. It's a big bait and switch. That's my internet speculation about it. That's what I feel gonna happen. But it's how they gonna do the bait and switch is the catch now.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's just this is submersible shit all over again. As I said, if they're changing the whole film or if they're doing a lot more work on the film, that's gonna be a real teachable moment in terms of visual effects artists and how much money they're getting. Because visual effects artists is probably the most exploited people in the whole industry at this point, I'll argue.
I could imagine.
Yeah. It's how us like these drama stories just keep coming back up. But right now, just game developers in the game industry is a whole piece of drama in terms of whether or not they could unionize or not. But I'm pretty sure visual effects artists not unionized at all. So that's a drama that might play itself out if they have to do a certain extra work. Right. Especially, he's 6 months away. So I feel brave with it. I'm sure we go see. As I said, I think it's just a big bait and switch personally. So we didn't see tails or anything like that, Like just probably alone, but we might I get the feeling that I'm not sure. Well, I get the feeling most of the movie might be inside the world, but it have a bunch of other things like characters, like apparently Sonic could use the rings as a portal. That's what catching me.
Yeah, that shit kind of weird. I don't understand that.
Yeah, like that was never fun. Well, it could be a thing because in some versions of Sonic, I think in Sonic 3, if you have 50 coins, you could go through giant rings as a portal to the bonus level. So I don't know if that's what they're referencing.
Right.
Yeah, so whatever.
Last thing I just want to say about this trailer here. What makes it funny is that this month we're supposed to get Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Right.
So a lot of people will just say, well, yeah, clearly Detective Pikachu is going to be so much better because look at not just the design of Pikachu, but how they incorporate the Pokemon, into this world, the world building and stuff like that. In this case here is, well, at least from what I got out of it, is video game character thrown into our world, not different unique world populated with these characters, so it's different.
Yeah.
But I just can't help but look at Pikachu and be like, yeah, this is going to be the superior movie. But I hear some reviews saying it's kind of so-so, but I don't know, we'll see. But I don't know, I was just watching this trailer, I was like, I can't watch this shit like again ever. They really butchered Gangsta's Paradise. I feel so sorry for the youngsters who hearing the song for the first time, unlike people like us who saw the music video and thought, oh shit, well now we have to watch Dangerous Minds, even though we forget that movie now. But yeah, boy, I don't know. That's sad state of affairs in Hollywood, boy. But I didn't want to come and say leave particular video game characters alone. This movie is coming out for like years now, so it's like, well, it's only a matter of time before the end, right? So whoever.
But I feel, as I say, I think we're going to do the Travis Knight. You're going to do a bait and switch with this. I feel so, and then the movie going to be like a lot more accurate to the games than we think it is. Because to me, Sonic Satam and a couple of the enemies aren't that bad. The Jaleel White cartoon it's actually a pretty decent show. It had a bunch of cool characters. Dr. Robotnik looked cool. It had a lot of great art style and look and vibe to it. So I just look up Sonic Satam intro on YouTube and just tell me if that wasn't pretty awesome. It's like, yeah, this way how to get from the show. Like, want to see what they're gonna do with this. It's like, oh, we're just gonna get straightforward bullshitting with James Martin, and then you have a bunch of dumb jokes, him sneaking around, and some lame shit. Like, I hope a very little part of the movie is that. I really hope they distract us with it. Most likely it's not, but we'll see.
All right. Speaking of animated animals, now we're gonna make a little transition from YouTube to Netflix. We're gonna talk about season 1 of Tuca and Bertie. And I'll just do like a quick little run through of what the show is about, right? But before I do that, so right off the bat, like if you saw like a picture or like just the trailer itself, instantaneously you will think of one show, and that is BoJack Horseman, which is funny because it is from the same production team. The Tornant, whatever you call it, company, Boxer versus Raptor, all that stuff. So it's them again. Basically doing
it's Shadow Machine and them, right? So
yeah, Shadow Machine and those folks. Yeah. And basically what it is about, it's about these these two birds, these two female birds in the 30s. One is, well, Tuca, who's a toucan. She is voiced by Tiffany Haddish. Perfect casting, I would say. But I'll talk about why I think it is perfect casting, why some people might like that character, but I'll get to that in a bit. Also, well, she has a friend. Her name is Bertie. Bertie Songtrush. She's a Robin. She's played by Ali Wong, who admittedly...
Roberta.
Yeah, sorry, Roberta, but her nickname is Bertie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's played by Ali Wong, who honestly I'm not too completely, like, I don't know all of her work. Like, I know she does stand up and whatnot, and she appeared in a couple of like comedies and whatnot. But I'm not like if you say name Ali Wong, I'll be like, wait, she's from what again? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Now, so I wouldn't know her as much as Tiffany Haddish, right? And Bertie's boyfriend is his name is Speckle. He's played by Stephen Yuen, quite excellently as well too. Well, just right off the bat, the voice acting is excellent in this. But yeah, and really, what this show is about, like at first, it's kind of like a Broad City, right? It's about
that's the elevator pitch, right? I mean, that's pretty much.
It's an animated version of Broad City, basically.
Yeah, but Broad City meets BoJack Horseman, and just a little more surreal.
It's at first I was wondering if it was within the same universe as BoJack, because there's one scene, like I don't want to spoil it, right, where you see a picture of a dog character, and for the life of me, I was like, wait, don't tell me that was Peter Butter, though. But I paused it. I was like, no, that's not him. That's not him.
Yeah, the main reason why the show, I don't think the show is the same world, is because it bring in a bunch of other agents. Let's just call them agents that those didn't have any evidence that they existed in BoJack. Because in BoJack, it's all animals, whilst in this you see plants and sometimes other inanimate objects walking about and having lives.
Yes.
So it's like that. The show is admittedly a lot more surreal than BoJack, yeah, like by far more surreal.
By far, it is weird, it is crazy, surreal, but in a great way. I would say that, like, for animation buffs, as in people who just love the art of animation, this will be right up your alley. Like, if you just love to see, just animated characters being all weird and trippy and whatnot, just stretching the levels of animation. This is right up your alley. But really, what this show is about, though, this is what caught me by surprise, because, you're thinking BoJack Horseman, so expecting this thing to be dark. And it do go dark, but not as dark as all that. But really, what the show...
it only have a couple moments that really, like, was emotionally kind of, gripping. But I can't say it ever got that dark.
Yeah, like for example, I was thinking, all right, we reach episode 9. If you know your BoJack, right, episode 9 is where things gonna get, like, really dark. But it's not dark, but it's very emotionally impactful. There's like one or two moments where it's like, oh, it kind of veers into dark territory, but not too much. Right. Give you enough to be like, oh, this is why you should care about this character more now.
How, like, there's one scene, I don't know if you want to spoil it, but there's one scene that I thought was like, oh shit, that happened.
Well, that's what I was referring to.
Right. I don't think.
But it just kind of stopped in the so. I don't think it's really for you to use your imagination, but what I get is that the character ran away. That's like the only spoiler I could give from that situation, and that just affected going forward. Right. So as I kind of giving off there, the show, well, at least at first, you're thinking Bertie is the only character in the show who is dealing with social anxiety, with more insecurity about herself and how people look at her. At first, you think it's just a character. She's just afraid of things and whatnot. There's even one episode where she goes into like a supermarket and she's just like flipping out and freaking out about all these people around her. But then in the second half, where they do go deep into a character in the past, you understand why she is that way. And then it also relates to what's going on because she's working at this big company, but she has a talent for the culinary arts and whatnot. So she gets this side job basically working at this bakery. And there's something going on with the owner of the bakery, like he has these, like he's kind of hinting at sexual advances towards her and whatnot.
Well, it's a little bit, but it's more like a power thing rather than
right
outright. But it was but which I thought was a bit rushed. I find the pacing of that I find could have built itself up a little better.
Yeah, they could have
But I got
developed it a little bit more. Like, I'm not saying
right,
go Bojack Dark and explore it, but give me
right.
enough for me to really hate the guy. Okay, this kind of came off like, oh, you did
Yeah,
this. Oh shit, I hate you. Blah blah blah. Right. But
yeah.
this last thing I want to
Yeah,
say,
felt a bit wrong.
yeah,
But the thing is, they had an extra character brought in to for just seems to be explicitly for that purpose.
yeah,
And
and they
I think
never
that
really
was that,
they never really show a character again after that. To be
exactly.
honest,
I
which
felt
was
that
a
didn't
little
feel
bit
as
dumb.
organic as it should have been.
Yeah, but last things last, 'cause we talking about Bertie and stuff like that. There's also the issue of Speckle, who is an architect, and it's this
Right.
issue with him wanting to build a house, wanted to start a family with Bertie. He's thinking so far ahead, and Bertie's just the type of person or bird you could say who's just like, well, I kind of just want to live in the moment. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I don't know if we're gonna be married or have kids, all that kind of stuff. But he just thinking far ahead,
Yeah.
and just kind of affects the relationship. But the one thing though, and I thought, well, I'm glad that they actually kind of develop a character a lot more. Cause I didn't want her to just be this loudmouth black character. Of course, I talk about Tuca.
Yeah.
It's just the idea, just similar to specifically like the final season of Broad City, right? Where it's like, you know what, I just don't want to grow up. I don't want to be,
Right.
I
Yeah.
know I have responsibilities, but I don't really care about them because I just want to
Yeah.
wild out and
She's
have fun.
almost Elena from Broad City.
Yes, very, very similar. Very
Yeah.
loud-mouthed,
Yeah.
sexually, free and whatnot.
Right.
The life of the party, that kind of stuff. But there
Right.
are moments which, yeah, did not expect, but I love that they do that. Where it's just like,
Yeah.
well, even from the very beginning, it's like Bertie moving out from the apartment that they shared. She living with Speckle now, and she just trying to butt her way into it. So she literally kind of calls herself, yeah, she literally calls herself the third wheel and all this. But it's just like,
Right.
well, look, she have to grow up, wisen up, kind of get your shit together, basically. And yeah,
Right.
that's pretty much what Tuca and Bertie is about. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this
Yeah.
show?
It's good, but it's not. It could have been better realized. But it's good. I actually like it a lot for what it's trying to do and say. Yeah, basically that's just when I watched the first episode, I was like the straight up elevator pitch, which was, Broad City meets BoJack Horseman. That's what it was.
Yes.
It's basically that, and it was going okay until they feel like the last couple episodes felt a little bit rushed because it's a lot less material on BoJack. The episodes are a lot shorter. It's on average, it just half the material, and they get a feeling that they just had to rush out a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of transitions. Like to me, the first episode felt like more like a solid product, and then this from the second episode, especially second, third, and fourth episode, felt more like pilots.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, it had more transitions. Like you see how BoJack does have these general transitions, they just had these generic animation transitions instead. Like
Yes,
instead of
yes,
BoJack just
yes.
have a scenario as a transition showing the world and some bullshit going on in the world. They had very
Yeah.
little of that. And these little small things I think. From a characterization standpoint, I really like both characters. Tuca and Bertie are quite good. What they did with Tuca, I actually enjoyed a lot. Now, a lot of the subtext of it, I'm not. You probably hear a think piece or two about this, but it's implied that toucans are black people or something along like that.
Why?
But they had a
Because they,
run
they, they,
bit
they're
with
generally black, right? So,
right, but yeah, they had a running bit with two other like when they was in the house. Well, I forget is the
all right,
house.
with her aunt. That was actually a
Right.
great episode, though. That
Yeah.
one, I was hoping that they would go into dark BoJack territory. They kind of do so near the end, but not enough though. But the
No,
payoff was
not
great though. That payoff that they do there, where the aunt was like literally like just cussing out, like they say
yeah.
no in the mountain, nothing, blah blah blah. Like that
Right.
moment I love. That was like straight
Right.
up
But
BoJack
not the,
darkness.
I was going to talk about the aunt after, but not the aunt scene. It's the other scene after where they talk about they show the other third wheels, and all the other third wheels were toucans as well,
Oh
and
right, yeah.
little stuff like that. And yeah, but right. So yeah, to the point of the aunt, I thought that was pretty good, but it is more to do with what happened to the mother exactly because it's unclear. I get a feeling they might get into a really genuinely dark territory about her memories of the mother because it's implied that the mother was not as loving as she making it out to be. Like it's
Right.
quite possible that the mother was a problem and was like really careless. They probably could touch upon that in season two, most assuming the show gets season two. Um,
I hoping so. It needs one, but yeah.
it deserves more. Like I would like to see more of this Will and more of these characters going forward. But anyway, yeah, the aunt, like when they do it, because they talk about the sister, and we see the sister at the end, and the sister again also kind of does a lot of shade again. So in terms of responsibility and whatnot, but they apply the aunt six, so like it. We're not sure whether they'll do the aunt going forward. But Tuca's arc, I think, works quite well in terms of like her not, yeah, the whole not being responsible thing and just not getting her shit together eventually, and a lot of that works actually for what it is.
It does, yeah.
Bertie's quite good. That arc works as well, but again, because it tied back to her because she was supposed to do something involving her career, well, involving the cooking side of her career.
Yeah.
Like going to a certain dinner, she didn't go because of this, and they make it work, but then they decide to make the guy a creeper, which I expected them to do, but I didn't think they would do it in that way. And then they resolve it really quickly in the last half of the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh well, beat them back, and they come up with some internet plan, right? It's a plan
Right,
that
right.
only the internet works, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of meet to him, and then they sell thing, and all this, they spread it
Yeah,
via
it
social.
just kind of wraps up a little too
Really,
neatly, in my opinion. But I get the
and
context of, like, well, slight spoiler, it has to do with a particular holiday, so it's kind of like they
right,
have to do it like that. On the subject of that, well, before we get back to you, right? There's one scene, well, the one moment in the end where the two characters talk, right? And it's where they are in the shot. And like at first I didn't really think about it. It's only like when it ended that I was thinking about like, oh, that's kind of cool because it's birds and it's nature and how like a bigger one of their species would move.
right,
So it's like that. Just that visual look of it I thought was pretty
right.
interesting. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot of
but
thought that goes into it. That's just
it,
weird shit for the sake of being weird, you know?
it's a lot less coherent than the BoJack universe. Like the BoJack universe have a logic to it at least. In
Yeah.
terms of who does what and where. In this, is like anything is anything. It have
It is
animals like animals. It have plants that operate like people. So one of the neighbors who's massager and do like she have an internet thing where she's pop pimples.
yeah.
That is a whole thing.
That whole planting caught me completely by surprise though. That
Right.
was weird. But then it got
But
worse where you saw the three teens who just like,
right.
hey, I love your shoes. You know what I mean? The slackers there.
What make it funny is that because animals have a relationship to plants in terms of chemicals, like animals will rub up against plants or something like that just to get a particular high, and we get to see that.
Right.
Yeah, so that was
that makes
like
sense, yeah.
that's what I get. That's the context I was getting with that.
Okay.
It don't really have much else. To tell you the truth, it doesn't go anywhere near as deep or as interesting as BoJack. Well, it's because it's less material on average, but it's still good. It's still a good show. I can't be mad at it. But I would like it to see just a little more better conceived, better fleshed out, and I could see, if it gets season 2 and they really sit down and build it out, then it could work. But yeah, as it is, it's basically Broad City meets BoJack Horseman. Just like one of the lighter side of things. It don't get too deep or too dark. Yeah, but it's just there. It's just characters dealing with general anxieties and emotions, in a modern millennial, way, right? That's effectively what's going on.
Exactly.
Characters in the early to mid 30s, having to suss out bullshit, right? And yeah, voice acting was solid. Steven Yeun was quite good, I thought.
Yeah, he was excellent in that though. I didn't know he had that much range though. Just being this I don't want to say wacky character, but like he does get loony when he's ready. But there's even one episode where he's like flipping out. He's really pissed off, and even that and all was just a strong moment because of his voice acting. But yeah, I didn't think that he had it in him. He had it in him. So he's like, hey, okay, Steven, I would cool.
And I dig it. I get for what it is. I didn't have any problems with the story. I thought it was fine. Yeah.
All right. So quick thoughts on it, right? So first off, it's just so funny that Broad City, wrapped up, like actually ended its series about a month or so ago. So and then of course we don't know when we're gonna get season 6 of BoJack Horseman, right? So this show kind of comes somewhere in the middle of that, you know what I mean? So it's like right after. You're missing, Broad City being on air and hoping for the next season of BoJack and kind of wondering if it's going to be the final season or not. I'm not too sure. It could be. Who knows? But yeah, so it just kind of coming right snug in the middle there. First off, the animation, like I say, is just so vibrant and just so surreal and weird. But I was just loving it. At first, it was kind of like, okay, this is so real. Like this hyper realized or hyper weird version of what we normally see and accept with the BoJack Horseman series. But I
Right.
just like how they just stretch everything. It's just like, all right, we going insane here. We're gonna have apartment building with boobs because we could do that. We're actually gonna show it at the very beginning of in the intro. We could do that, you know. But yeah, that's what it is. They just let the imaginations run wild, and this is one thing I really like about the show. Apart from the imagination stuff, it's just a much lighter version of BoJack Horseman. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like BoJack always has, like, even though it's weird and they have all these anthropomorphic characters, it's always kind of grounded in reality. This one is just like this hyper realized version of, well, I guess, New York,
Yeah.
if we were to use Broad City as an example.
Right. Yeah, yeah, it's feel like New York. But BoJack, the thing with BoJack is that BoJack just does a lot of references to the world in terms of history. Like that's what
Yeah,
BoJack just do. In like jokes about actual shit that happened. It's like, oh, Justin Timberlake and some joke about 2000s or some joke about the 90s or something like that.
exactly.
Um, and this is just this. It's just, oh well, this is what happened. We just assume it's the modern world because cell phones.
Yeah.
And apparently cell phones also conscious.
You know, well, that's another thing I want to bring
It's
up.
great jokes. It's not as funny as BoJack in terms of like some of the great alliterative moments in BoJack or anything like that. It have like the little side gags that are like the whole robot and his wife. I love that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was funny. That was funny as hell.
yeah, that's one of the great moments in this. The one with when they was in the weird egg place, um, with Tiffany Haddish character, no? And the guy
Oh,
into
with the kind of glowworms kind of thing.
right, not that. Well, that was before talking about like the big meditative place where she had to be loud and she
Oh, that
effectively
one, right. Yeah. They made the joke. Well, we're gonna start our new group. We're gonna call it CON Con.
right,
Oh, how about we call it CULT Cult? That's a
right,
little too much.
right,
But yeah, but speaking about those side gags, though, I love how visually expressive the show is. It really does
yeah,
remind me of like 90s cartoons, specifically, like, WB, like Warner Brothers stuff,
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like when you're having a phone call, is how they would express the call. Like when somebody says something, like when they're screaming, you see the E's come out. It's very
yeah.
expressive. It's very comic book like, you know what I mean?
And
So
it does
once
this.
again,
It does
it's just like
this.
taking animation, just stretching it out as far as they could possibly do. The
Yeah,
creators doing
and
that.
they'll do a lot of weird fourth wall breaking and
Yes.
internal stuff like so they'll have like characters who think about like pastries or some shit like that, but you'll just see like the characters chewing right after. I said, wait, the
Yes.
characters eat pastries, right? Like stuff like that. It's just all these little small causative things that exist in
Yeah.
this world. It's just such a magical realism in the world now.
Yeah.
That
I
makes it
actually have
yeah.
to say that there's one funny moment though, side gag, where Bertie's phone is drawn. It's like so many apps. I can
Right, right.
I'm
Yeah,
drowning. This was little
yeah,
things was
yeah, yeah,
funny.
yeah.
But speaking of those characters, just the voice acting, I think that everybody comes through with a fantastic job. Especially Ali Wong, whose voice I'm not too
Yeah,
familiar with, right? I thought that she was great as Bertie. Same thing goes for Stephen Ewan. I thought he was excellent as Speckle. But the highlight, of course, is Tiffany Haddish, who plays Tuca.
yeah.
She does her Haddish isms, the way how she talks, that hey, that kind of that kind of half bougie, half ratchet kind of thing, that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
vibe
yeah.
she went with. Um, but I would say, in terms of her character itself, I'd imagine like if you're not a fan of Tiffany Haddish, you will like hate her character instantly just when you hear her voice, because yes, she is the loudmouth character. She's the one who just want to party and just do all kind of crazy shit, right? And you kind of like, to me, she reminds me of her character in Girls Trip, right? Which is funny
Right, yeah.
because other than apart from Girls Trip, I really have not checked up any other movie that she was in. I know there was Night School last year, but I heard that was shit. Skipped it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like I always associate her with Girls Trip because she was like my favorite character in that show. But just her being there in the show here was great. She just added a lot of flavor, just a lot of dynamics to the show itself. I don't know, like every time, like even for episode one, when I was hearing her voice and seeing the character, this design, I was just like laughing. I was just laughing and giggling, like, yes,
Yeah,
this is exactly how a toucan with her voice would react and move and
right.
stuff like that. But like I said, I guess it all depends on your tolerance of Tiffany Haddish herself, especially her brand of humor, right? That kind of risky brand of humor. If you don't like her, I guess you wouldn't care for her character at all. But if you do and you find she at least have a funny voice, I think she have a funny voice, but it
Yeah,
works here. But yeah, I was just in love with the world and just how crazy it was. But for the first few episodes, you think it is just about these two characters going through one crazy shenanigan after the next, like a Broad City. But they go deep and they actually explore characters and there's arcs going on. That there's even one moment where their relationship is being affected, their friendship. I thought that was like
Yeah.
really great as well. Like I didn't think that they would go that deep. I thought it was just gonna be this insanity and lunacy in this world, but they actually go a little deep in terms of exploring the characters, which could have gone a little bit deeper. Don't need to be dark like a BoJack Horseman, but that's enough for me to be like. But actually, they do go deep enough for me to care about these characters. They're not just crazy animated creatures, but they actually have personalities. I really love that. Even right down to Speckle as well, and a
Right.
few of the side characters as well. But I do agree with you. They could have gone a little bit deeper in terms of their characterization, the story itself. Like, I'm not saying go full dark, but just a
It just, I
little
think
more
it just,
dark, a little bit more complex.
yeah. Well, I think it just needed more better pacing. So everything just kind of rushed on at the end there. No? That was my only issue with it.
Yeah, I would admit those last two episodes just kind of rushed things out a little too quickly.
Yeah.
Like they could have not give them an extra episode. Like right now it's 10 episodes. But still, I don't know, just not have so much things go on, especially the last two episodes, but kind of space things out a little bit so you'll see the characters, react and kind of flesh things out now. But it's I would chalk it up to like first season, you know, um,
Yeah.
first season flaws. You know what I mean? So it's not perfect. But as far as in terms of just being like this nice little alternative to the world of BoJack Horseman, I think it works. And I was
Yeah.
laughing the majority of it. I had fun with it. I love the theme song for it. I love the oh yeah, by the way, the music though. Jesse Novak, who does the music for BoJack Horseman, I thought that the music he do for this was like real good though, like on point. You know what I mean? It reminds me
Yeah.
a lot of Broad City, where it kind of feels modern and organic. So it's like, all right, we're gonna have like this electronic song, we're gonna have this EDM song, we're gonna have this rap beat, we're gonna have this pop beat. It really does feel modern, you know what I mean?
Right.
While BoJack admittedly have this kind of dark, kind of jazzy tone at times, you know what I mean? But in this one, there was a lot of variety. It really did remind me of Broad City. And yeah, just the mere fact that it is kind of like a female version of BoJack to an extent, I think it works.
Yeah.
I imagine women enjoying the hell out of this. Once you just get past the loony animation and characters, yeah, they'll love this, right? So yeah, for me, I enjoyed it. I wanted to really enjoy it more, but for what we got here, I thought it was pretty solid. But yeah, it really does need a season two, and I really hope that they go deeper into these characters and still give us the same, lunacy and whatnot. So I will go for a light 4 to 5, man. I think it is worth
Right.
checking out. It is 10 episodes. It clocks in, I think, like about roughly 5 hours. But trust me, you're gonna have a blast watching this. You'll have fun with it. Just once you kind of hotwire your brain to accept all the crazy shit that you're seeing,
Yeah.
you'll enjoy it, man. You'll enjoy it. What's your rating?
Yeah, I give it just like a 6.5 out of 10, around closer to a 7. I enjoy it for what it is, but again, because it rushed through some of the more bigger narrative beats, I didn't really feel it. But it was having me laughing. It kept my attention the entire time. So yeah, you can ask more for that for something like this. Yeah, about a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, Netflix really onto something here with this. So yeah, really can't wait to see what they do next with season 2. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we do get a season 2.